The first 3 picks were locked in very quickly.
Yeah, but they might decide to change their strategy. Since they know what they're going to play, like Gangplank, they might change their strategy completely, as this is Game 2, ladies and gentlemen, of the Solo Queue Legends 4 Finals. This is
JJ versus
Game
Denki
2.
Nugs.
JJ's team on
JJ
blue
up
side.
1-0.
Wait, doesn't that mean that they switch sides if...
Whatever.
Who cares?
It's too late.
Never mind. Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Looks like they're going to play the same thing again.
It appears as though they are going to play
I
the
think
same
maybe
thing again,
JJ's
correct.
comfortable with this, but we'll see what he changes.
Pussy, but he is what he eats, so.
Ooh, that's not going on stream.
That's inappropriate.
That's gonna
There are
get.
children and
we-
seniors present.
Can we fix that in post? I think. Can we? No.
No one has ever heard what you said. Musky bad.
Swizzy and JJ thinking about what they want to pick up. It's just the top lane and the mid lane still kind of waiting. They might pick up the same thing again, and the Malphite is what they chose last time, and they'll
They have
lock
the
in that
exact
block.
same composition.
Exact same. And you know what? I think maybe it's a fact that
Versus the exact same composition. Why did that take so long? That you're just gonna, if they made the pact, like, all right, game 2 is the same.
maybe they were
thing.
just talking about it. Maybe they were just talking about it. They were like,
Maybe.
hey,
Maybe they were like, let's razzle dazzle them. Let's see if
Yeah.
we can get them to
Yeah.
think that we're gonna play something else. But
Yeah.
then actually,
Yeah.
they're gonna play the same thing.
you know.
So all the same things that we said before apply still.
Ooh, but in this case, Danky and Rice Pot just switching around. You know, I still think that it just seems. I think both teams are comfortable with each other's picks, and I don't know why that concerns me. That's a little odd. It's a little odd.
Let's talk about. I'm going to talk about matchups for a little bit because we got a lot of time to kill, and I'm getting bored. So they're putting the Echo into the top lane against the Malphite. They're putting the Echo in the top lane against the Malphite because Echo's an AP champion, Malphite's an armor stacking champion, like whatever. That makes sense. But then they're putting Gangplank in the mid lane, which is not necessarily bad, but against the LeBlanc, which is necessarily bad. I don't care how many oranges you eat, you're still going to take. Oranges don't stop you from taking damage. You still take a Earth's ton of damage, and there's not that much CC that you're cleansing, although the chain is helpful and whatever, but then you can just 2 chains them.
Yeah, 2 chains.
You bait out the oranges with 1 chain, and then the oranges, and then you 2 chain, and then you're, how we say, boned. And especially with a high-pressure jungler like Lee Sin, hopefully maybe he'll make some early plays this game.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering why you're seeing our faces again, we are waiting for the delay. Every single game that you spectate has a 3-minute delay, and we are already into the next game. The picks have been locked in. We're just waiting for a 2-minute delay while Crepe rambles about matchups.
Rambles about matchups? I'm doing my job, Mr. Simo, if that is your real name.
I'm doing my job too, which is providing the comedic relief.
You're just being a pain in the rear.
Oh, man. Look at that. Look at those
Speaking
fingers.
of pains in the rear.
Look at those fingers.
Jackson, stop talking.
So we do have quite the game on our hands. I know that we've said that about 300 times, but these guys are literally the best of the best.
The more I look at this comp, the more I look at these comps, I'm just like so not hyped for these.
Well, you know what? I think one thing that you're missing is that so far, I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, this has been one of the most hypest solo queue legends I've ever been a part of. The commentary has been phenomenal.
Really picked up around 6 o'clock, I think.
The first solo queue legends that I've ever done was with Jackson and my mentor, and there was like it was the final game. There was a clairvoyance hook that was like phenomenal. It was generally incredibly hype. But this, so far, the group stages have been phenomenal. The quarterfinals have been phenomenal. And the thing about this meta right now is that even if there's a stomp, there's so much room for some of these teams to crawl back into a gold balance as opposed to a gold deficit. And that's what I really love about this meta. In the previous metas, I've noticed that it just, once it gets stompy, I kind of want to take a nap midstream, but Tony would yell at me if I do that. So I can't do that. But these games have been a whole lot of fun to watch. So we're about to head in 25 seconds remaining, and I hope you guys enjoy this treat that we've got prepared for you guys
finally
today.
into it. We've been waiting for this game for about 25 minutes.
The finals, you guys are in for a treat. I promise. We won't let you down.
How sad is it that we're the caster desk and the analyst desk?
You know what?
We can't throw it to someone else to take a minute. We gotta grind through the whole thing.
It's fine. Let's throw it to ourselves.
Just
And
like
now we're going to
solo
go
queue.
to the caster desk.
Thanks, Simo.
That's us. We are heading into the game.
Crepe here with Simo,
Yep.
which is very different from your analyst desk experience, because we're going to cast some League of Legends instead of analyzing it.
That's Swizzle. I
I
tried Swell, Swizzy. It didn't work. It wasn't.
That's Swizzel? Is that what you're going for?
I don't know. It just made me feel a little Josurg.
Stop it.
Some of these names are so hard to punize.
Yeah, I think that's by design. They're like, oh god, we're playing in a tournament that Simo's casting. We better change our names to things that are not able to be made into stupid things.
One thing that we remain to sometimes leave untouched, and I think it needs to be talked about. I feel like you could talk about this for hours. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the summoner spells. Tristana's got the heal, classic exhaust from Alistar, TP from Glitchkai, but we gotta know that JJ's looking for a kill. He's got the ignite, whereas the split push extraordinaires, Rice Pot and Danky Nugs both have the teleport. So it's kind of like the TP versus the ignite. I do believe that JJ is going to be looking to roam once he gets to a certain point.
You know, before we were talking about how Echo was going in the top lane just because the way they were positioning earlier in the game, or earlier in the previous game.
Yeah.
But the way they're positioning now makes me think otherwise.
It's.
I think Gangplank is stronger in the top lane.
Well, especially
against the Malphite. He actually
yeah.
has a lot of bully potential in that lane.
Great armor shred.
And Echo is very effective rushing an item like Abyssal Scepter.
Yeah.
Which gets rid of a lot of LeBlanc's kill potential.
And I mean, like, it's more of an enjoyable skill matchup for Echo. Rather than Gangplank. Gangplank's melee, and I know Echo is as well, but I think he's going to have a little bit more of a...
Echo's a lot more mobile.
Exactly.
A lot easier
to
dodge out on the skill shots, a lot easier to trade back, because Gangplank's thing is, like, he needs a minute, or not a minute, but he needs some time to set up his damage, and then he can, get the barrel chain, and then there's a decent burst, but he needs some time to do that. His, like, instant burst when someone's just, like, suddenly jumping in on him.
Already, the Thunder Lords putting in work, but he already popped one of the charges on his corrupting potion. Looks like he's trying to do a little bit of damage. But
yeah, actually, it was this tournament that I was casting with you that made me realize that corrupting potion is actually a good item.
Yeah, and I was the one that said it was a good item.
It was Mimo who said it was a good item. Actually,
sure.
It was a wild Mimo after he won that tournament. Defos wasn't you.
Yeah, no, of course.
Try to take credit.
No, you're right. No, for sure. Ooh, look at this! Look at this fight in the top lane. That the mastery that Malphite has that takes a little bit of HP from like every other auto attack or something like that, or like every 10 seconds that auto attack comes back up. I'm not exactly sure what that mastery is called, but it's
Grasp of the Undying.
Yeah, Grasp of the Undying.
I'm exactly sure what it's called. I believe Gangplank actually has Thunderlord's Decree, which is actually quite bad on Gangplank, I think.
Yeah.
As in, I personally feel as though
I think
it's quite bad.
you should get Grasp of the Undying.
Yeah, Grasp of the absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
Grasp of the Undying is quite good, really good on Gangplank. Echo has Grasp of the Undying, which I think Thunderlord's Decree is actually quite good on Echo because it's very, not necessarily very easy.
He's got
in his natural
combo.
Right? Yeah, in his natural combo.
Ooh.
Like right there would have been a very good Thunderlord's proc.
Ooh, IRL 22 taking a little bit low, and JJ. They're just going back at each other's throats in the mid lane there, and I think that Rice Pot's getting the better half of JJ. He's low on mana, and Rice Pot's being able to sustain a lot of the damage that's being put out by LeBlanc.
That's the thing with that corrupting potion is that it makes it very difficult to lose a trade.
Ooh, look at this engage onto IRL 22. Here comes the exhaust, the explosive shot onto him. They're going to get the first blood, but Alistar takes that one. They're going to continue to chase. Amazing DKO and a little bit of trouble having to arcane shift out of there. But great
at least one more summoner
play from that ball lane. Rice Pot in a little bit of trouble from JJ, but out of mana. Ignite does come out. He turns it around. One more auto attack's gonna take it, and JJ stirs the Rice Pot.
That was a big misplay by Rice Pot. Definitely should have, as soon as he got as soon as he got ignited, rather, should have tried to flash out. But I mean, hey, mistakes happen. That's okay. Is going for that. Looks like he's going for the early Abyssal Scepter. Maybe possibly just getting the early Negatron Cloak to negate some of the LeBlanc burst.
Looks like
Danky Nugs with those Barrel Mahonix.
Yeah. Amumu's waiting in the... both junglers are in the bot side of the map. Looks like they might both look to beat. Nope, Lee Sin's gonna recall and Amumu's gonna head to Wolves. But I thought they both could have potentially made something happen in the ball lane. Amumu definitely should come down there as soon as possible to get Ezreal a little bit of a lighter time, because he's currently they're even in CS, but the opposing ball lane does have the momentum.
Yeah, the only issue with that is Amumu's lack of early CCs. Like, yeah, he's got that stun, but after that, there's not really any follow-up. There's a little bit of slow from a Tristana, but you don't want a Tristana jumping into your fight into melee range, right?
Oh, JayJ, baby, leave
right
some bloodshed for the rest of your team. That's just absolutely brutal.
Yeah, that's a brutal trade.
But here comes the gank from Amumu right into the face of JayJ, but he just arcane shifts out of there, and he's good to go.
Definitely didn't arcane shift.
Sorry, distortion, my bad.
Arcane shift. Whose ability is arcane shift?
Yeah.
Whose ability is it?
It's Ezreal.
Right.
I'm surprised that you didn't get that right off the bat.
Well, I was just having one of those moments, you know.
Yeah.
Happens to the best.
Like, I had one of those moments just in the show.
It's okay. Happens to everybody.
You know what I notice about games like this is that the laning phase slows down so much more with great players. Ooh. Here's the pincer maneuver. Right spot, a little bit of trouble, but they've got the stun. Ooh, but the Q connects from distance, and JayJ picks that one up. Currently 2-0, and that's going to be good news for blue team.
The
Keep getting
three-man gank in the mid lane. Alistair is a very effective roamer, which is one of the things that makes him so strong. And of course, like we were saying earlier, with the way that they changed the Alistair combo, it's very hard to miss. It's very hard to mess it up. It's slightly easier to dodge, but it's very, very, very... Like, I'm bad at League of Legends, and I can hit it.
Yeah, I mean,
frequently,
being an Alistar main, I did like how much more immediate the previous change was, like before the change.
Yeah.
It felt like his combo was more immediate, and you would get to it faster.
It is a little bit clunkier.
It is a little bit clunkier for sure. Now, one thing that I was talking about was I like how slow the games go now, and I mean that's because both of these teams have a lot on the line. The prize pool for the first place prize is
a bunch of money.
How much, Tony?
Skins.
What's the first place prize? $500? You don't remember, but it's like it's up there. It's up there. I mean, there's
the money is nice for sure.
It's $1,000 prize pool. Some teams have already went home with some money in their pockets. But
I believe there's a third place match being played.
There is.
Between the two losers of the semifinals.
Ooh, JayJ getting the better of Ricebot, and this is definitely a skill matchup that JayJ seems to have under control.
Right? Yeah, Ricebot's totally losing it. Losing it so hard, in fact, that he's rushed a Spectre's Cowl.
Yep. That's tough. And what's he going to build into that? Like Spirit Visage, probably? Like, what's he
probably or a Banshees, but that's not a good first item, especially on your AP carry mid laner. Like, if that's the item that you're going for, you're really depending on getting to late game, where LeBlanc is much less effective, and have this Gangplank and Ezreal carry you. But with the way this game is going, with the LeBlanc at 2-0 before 8 minutes, it's not looking promising.
And as you can see, the blue team kind of... What I like to see in some of these games is how confident teams feel on a particular side. It'll always be super one-sided, like red team will ward up the top side, and the blue side will ward up the bottom side. It'll be kind of like split down halfway. In this case, blue team has decided to really punish Amumu in his own jungle. So he's going around clearing wards, but now JayJ and Bishu are both waiting for Amumu to take his red buff, and that's gonna be a huge problem. They're waiting for him to kind of get low enough. Oh, they don't even wait.
Oh, that burst.
That was absolutely brutal.
Now this is the kind of Lee Sin game that I was hoping to see.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's only because he picked Amumu. You can't blame anybody but yourself for picking him. I'm not saying he's a bad champion. I'm not saying that he's not going to be reliable in the later stages of the game, but I just think Amumu to Lee Sin against something like this, when you're picking on the little guy, it's...
Danky actually. Ooh, really good job avoiding that gank. Almost gets a kill on Glitch Guy.
He does use his flash, though, which is Gonna be a little rough. Ooh, IRL 22. Hook is wide. So is the ultimate there from Ezreal. Ooh, Danky Nugs. Oh.
Bishi being a lot more proactive in this game.
JJ's making
than he
his
was
way
in the
to the top
semifinals,
lane.
and I really like that.
Here we go. They're going to turn it around.
Wow.
The kick comes out, and they're going to get the Rampage. 4-0 JJ. That's what they want to see.
Yeah, that is definitely what they want to see. But sooner or later, you'd like to start making plays on the bottom side of the map to get this Tristana ahead, because Tristana is your late game insurance.
It's true.
Against an Ezreal, Gangplank, and Amumu.
It's 2016. There's not only one breadwinner anymore.
Exactly.
It's 2016, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, that is what year it is. That's
it is.
definitely correct.
True. It's true.
It's absolutely correct. You make a very good point.
Currently 5-0. There's a 1K gold lead in favor of blue team, but obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we know that doesn't mean a whole lot 10 minutes in. It just means that...
but I do like that they're sort of... they have realized that they're going to be relying on the top lane Gangplank, so they do make that play in the top lane.
Sure.
They send 3 people up there.
Yeah.
Having letting the Malphite get that kill is not particularly helpful. Like, a Malphite is not gonna... Can carry a team fight for sure, but...
Oh, that chain did connect Ricepot.
I think Ricepot, just the way he's playing, looks like he's, holding his keyboard just a little bit tighter than he needs to.
Oh my goodness. Amumu walks away because he knows he wants none of that. And it's just ridiculous how disrespectful JJ is playing. I mean, like, it's not a bad thing, but I just think he's so confident in this matchup, and he knows that no one's going to come gank him.
Yeah,
he's got
that's
the vision.
Thing. He knows that he is stronger in the 1v1 despite all the MR. He knows that he can make that play.
Oh my goodness.
He knows that he, can rely on his mechanics to dodge whatever he needs to dodge. And he knows that Amumu is behind. And he also knows that his jungler is not that far away. And a much stronger gank than an Amumu. Amumu's, got some excellent team fight potential. But, you don't rely on your Amumu for... You don't pick Amumu so that you can have some amazing early game ganks. You pick Amumu so that you have some insurance in the late game. And then you have some pretty good post-6
look at that
ganks.
damage from Malphite. Never thought I would see the day that Malphite out-duels a Gangplank. The Q does connect. He opts to go in, but not going to do a whole lot onto Ricepot.
Yeah, I don't like the way they're focusing so much time and energy into the mid lane right now.
He's already behind as it is.
Yeah, he's already behind it, and he's already built all these defensive stats that, like I said, go down to the bottom lane, try and make a play there. If you can't get a kill there, then at least use the strength of this Tristana to hard push down your towers.
I do have to say, though, one of the biggest things about focusing all your attention to the... Ooh, looks like we've got a TP coming in. Oh, Gangplank is just going to the top lane. I got to say that this is giving Ezreal an opportunity to really ramp up a little bit. If they're not going to focus the bot lane, sure. Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
Don't, please.
And that's not... exactly. That's a very weak laning team with a Thresh that we've seen mechanically is not the best player.
Yeah.
Certainly not a bad player by no means. You're in the finals. Of course you're not a bad player. But, we've seen him miss a few hooks, miss a few plays. And the Ezreal, such a weak early game, having to go back for that early tier. And not really any opportunity to punish that.
Looks like we got a dive in the bot lane. IRL22 in a little bit of trouble.
Dead.
Here comes Ricepot TPing into the bot lane. So is Malphite, and Ricepot's in a little bit of trouble, but he does manage to get the shield. Oh, no, he actually does miss it. There's 4 blue players, but the huge ultimate from Ricepot not going to do a whole lot of damage. As you said, defensive stats not going to do a whole lot. Bishu in a little bit of trouble, gets the connect stun onto amazing DKO, and he's a little bit of trouble. Huge pulverize, and JJ cleans up shop, and somebody called the butcher because we just got a huge order. Huge cleanup. Let's take a look at that replay real slow, ladies and gentlemen.
Was
break it down for us, come on.
Absolutely brutal. Okay, so just before this team fight happened, Gangplank teleported to the top lane. That means he is without teleport. All he can contribute to this fight is an ultimate that isn't even off cooldown. So he has 0 contribution to this fight. Malphite is quick on the trigger for the teleport. Echo is also quick on the trigger for the teleport, which is great. There's good comms, but you're still fighting a 4v5, and you're not particularly strong. The Thresh is the one that got engaged on and is almost one-shot, so you don't have the CC. Your Echo is behind, so even though he landed that 3-man ulti, it didn't do really anything. Tristana gets a little bit of fortunate damage, and the Malphite ultimate
actually does connect even after the arcane shift.
That's exactly. Yeah, it had the the post effect of the stun. It's got a little bit of a stun, like the pulverized the headbutt rather. No, pulverized from Alistair.
So now we are back to live, ladies and gentlemen. You guys did
RicePot getting chunked out in the mid lane. This is a 6-0 LeBlanc. This is Ezreal, who's got his core items. This is the Gangplank, who has one of his core items, get an Infinity Edge, and then he's going to start doing some heavy damage. But this is a Malphite who hasn't been punished. This is a LeBlanc who is snowballing very hard and snowballing her side lanes. This is Tristana that, like, hey, they went and made it. You know, I was just talking about that. They need to go and try and make a play in the bottom lane, and they did. They got the Tristana kill. They got the Tristana 2 or 3 assists, and they got the tower.
What I do have to mention is that there was a great lane swap change from for the Malphite and the Tristana.
Yeah, that is actually...
That's really, really handy because they're able to keep Gangplank in a really, really bad position. They're going to give the Rift Herald over to Tristana, keep the pressure up in the top lane, clear the vision, and JJ's just going to roam her. Oh, baby! With the steal onto Rift Herald.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
This reminds me of that 90s classic.
Too bad it's not Baron.
This is what dreams are made of, ladies and gentlemen.
If that was Baron, that's a game-changing play. Unfortunately for Danky Nugs, it's just Rift Herald, which is still pretty good.
Yeah.
But you still have to go and actually physically get yourself the buff.
Yeah.
I don't actually know on the timing of when it times out or if it times out.
That's very, very true.
That's not a stat that I know.
Oh, with the kick onto RicePot, uses his ultimate to get back to safety. Here comes Gangplank to kind of poke around here in the fight, but we've got the rest of the team making their way to the mid lane.
This Echo build is kind of confusing me a little bit. He's got the early Spectre's Cowl, and he's building it into Ginsu's Rage Blade.
Ooh, here comes the fight. No ultimate from Amumu. Yeah, but he's deep into the fight. He can get a huge one here if he plans it properly.
That's a
3 people. RicePot, no ultimate, not going to be able to do a whole lot. JJ focusing his attention rather to Amumu, and they get the double kill so far for the blue team, but they're going to continue this awkward chase of back and forth, but a lot of the main CC has fallen, so it's really there's no way for Danky Nugs and RicePod and Amazing DKO to kind of get back into the fight once the front line's done.
iRoll's positioning this game has been really, really bad. Getting caught out, getting comboed by the Alistair, getting chunked out so low, ends up ulting on himself underneath the tower, so that means that he is no HP, and he's not doing anything in that fight. He used all his cooldowns to do nothing.
Yeah.
And like Thresh is a very high impact champion, but you have to pick your skill shots. There's no point in having Thresh on your team if you can't hit a skill shot. Otherwise, just pick a, I don't know,
Braum, Leona.
Braum, yeah, exactly. Braum, Leona, Blitzcrank, even, because you're gonna at least get the AOE silence. It's like Thresh, you need to be able to hit your skill shots.
It's true.
Morgana, even you need to be able to hit your skill shots to play Morgana. But if you miss your skill shot, you can still at least go in and sort of spread the fight apart.
True. I think as
this game
I think what the way that Danky Nugs, oh baby, that was good, but that's not going to be enough. I think that the way that Danky Nugs plays is that he plays for himself, and I know that's very selfish, but I think he's just like
he knows that if they're going to win this game,
he's like
because of him.
Honestly, pick whatever you want. Let's just play the game. That's kind of like his mentality, which may not always work, but if this is his 3rd time in the Solo Queue Legends finals, I think he's doing something right. But I mean, like,
clearly he's a good player as well.
Ooh, they get the hook onto Jurus. Pops his ultimate. Here's the Pulverize. Huge fight comes out. There's lots of knockups everywhere, and it looks like Red Team's going to get the worst half of this fight. Here comes JJ. He gets the connect with the chain onto Gangplank, and they're going to continue to chase Glitch Guy, tanking a lot of the damage onto the turret. Amazing DKO. That's amazing damage coming out from Tristana. Double kill going over to JJ, but here's the turnaround. Ultimate comes out onto Echo, but now he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, and that's going to be turret, maybe even the next turret. Well, let's take a quick look at that replay. Just to oh wait, is there more things?
Looks like they're going to push in on the towers, possibly kill the Amumu.
Oh, Nathanos in a little bit of trouble. They're going to turn it around.
Goodbye.
They might even end the game here. It's before the 20-minute mark. No, I don't think they have the time. but they will get this inhibitor.
They've got
for
Gangplank
free.
and Ezu. That's definitely a free inhibitor.
Yeah.
And Baron's up in 30 seconds. You can go and set up for that.
All right, let's take a quick look at that replay, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go right into
So
things.
pay attention to the first thing, is that they use all of their engage on an Alistar who's ulted. Then they all clump up as 4. Boom. 4-man Malphite ultimate right next to an Alistar who has all the fall. Actually, he's out of mana, so it doesn't really matter. But that's a 4. Like, that on its own is enough to lose a fight. Thresh gets clapped to death without doing anything. Doesn't actually drop his ult because it's on cooldown, because the last time that he missed it, Danky Nugs comes in. He's like, oh man, I got this. Let's do it up, fam. And then he dies. And then suddenly, you know, amazing DKO is, I'm Ezreal. I'm going to kite you. But you can't really kite a LeBlanc who comes in and hits you half of your HP. Bryce tries to make a play.
Let's go back to live, ladies and gentlemen. JayJ catches the enemy team in a little bit of a tough spot, but Ezreal cleans that one up, gets the shutdown. Just looking a little bit of trouble. They're going to clean up shop. Swizzy doing what he can. He gets the kill onto Thresh, jumps the hell out of there. And Glitch Guy, he's in a little bit of a tough spot, but will he be able to survive? Nope, the huge ultimate from Tristana trying to do as much damage as she can onto Amazing DKO, and look at the damage! Huge! Jumps back over the wall, but Bishu in a little bit of trouble himself, and Swizzy gonna walk away from that 3-for-4 exchange in favor of red side, and that's gonna be good news unless Swizzy makes that a 4-for-4, doing tons of damage. Here comes the jump, possibly over the moon. But Ricepot thinking about it, he manages to get the flash, but that's gonna
a
be
dead echo.
There's the pancakes. Where's the sauce? He gets the kill. IRL 22 doing what he can, but that's gonna be a clean kill. 4-for-4 exchange.
They got to pick onto LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Like, great, let's fight this. And they did, and it was awesome. And they won. They ultimately ended up winning the fight. However, they chased really hard and focused all the wrong targets. They focused down the Malphite, the Lee Sin, and the Alistar. And great, you got the Malphite, the Lee Sin, and the Alistar. Or no, the Lee Sin and the Alistar. I don't think they actually killed the Malphite. But Tristana was still alive and at full HP and over the wall and just shooting out for free.
Yeah. You know, I think a lot of this game boils down to the clear and concise calls of JayJ's team.
Yeah.
Danky Nugs.
And honestly, I think at this point it's just JayJ and his team are better than
It's true.
Danky Nugs and his team.
Did he draft well? No. Okay, here's the thing about JayJ, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to break this down to a fine crisp. You know, I wasn't there for the captain draft, but I was given this tidbit, this golden nugget of information, ladies and gentlemen. JayJ was the last pick of the draft.
He was the last pick of the
that
draft.
means he also got the first pick in the second rotation. So he was able to strategically pick up an incredible 2 players. And this was
he actually
really
picked
good.
up 3 players because one of them was a duo.
One of them was a duo.
Yeah, I remember that.
He got 4 players. Like his team was missing only 1 player so early in the draft.
Yeah.
Which is really, really good for him. And then now you can see that it really paid off for him. So it's definitely a strategy to go by. Huge ultimate comes out from Malphite. And they're going to get huge ultimate from Amumu as well. But this is a really, really sloppy fight. Ricepot uses his ultimate. Tristana just off to the side, not being dealt with. LeBlanc picks up the Amumu. Ricepot falling dangerously low. Double kill going over to JayJ. And that might be the end of the game.
That's it.
And
you've got a Tristana. You've got your whole team.
Wow.
Pushing down the towers. Danky Nugs left the game. This game is over. This tournament is over. JayJ is champion of League of Legends.
Wow. Now, before,
So
you know, obviously that is the victory, but let's take a quick look at that team fight there. If we can, if that's possible. That was a game-winning team fight, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Look how crisp that is. Huge ultimate coming out from Amumu, but it's not really getting the important targets. As we see in the top side, Swizzy and JayJ doing exactly what they need to do, which is destroy the squishy targets. They're not being dealt with. Swizzy's tanking the turret, so he kind of gets out of there, takes the kill onto Thresh. I thought he was going to jump out, but decides not to. Look how much he's taking. And the entire team is just melting to JayJ. And then after that, it's just it's all said and done. It's all said and done.
And that's that issue with an assassin champion like Echo building a sustained damage item.
Yeah.
Like a Guinsoo's. You need to be in that fight for a long time for you to do any damage. And you are not.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a fun game today. We've got a fun game. Both teams. I think Danke was a little bit shaky there, but we do need to think about who was the MVP of that game. JJ obviously doing tons of damage, but we need to think about who really outshined JJ. Who was really the golden star?
In my mind, it's Glitch Guy. Because Malphite gets a rap of being a very easily executed champion,
Yeah,
but you still have to execute it.
yeah,
His teleports were good. He wasn't wasting them to get to lane. When Danke teleported to lane, he was like, okay, I have teleport advantage. Let's make a play.
it's true.
So they made that play in the bottom lane that really cracked the game open. That got Tristana ahead, not just the LeBlanc ahead. So Tristana started getting kills. The LeBlanc already had kills, and you just started snowballing the game even harder and harder. And like Season 6 is a very snowbally meta. There's a lot of throw potential, but it's still a very snowbally meta. And the engages from Glitch Guy on that Malphite were just so good. That four-man Malphite, four-man unstoppable force in the mid lane, as they're trying to use all their catch potential just to kill an ulted Alistar.
You're right.
I'm like, let's look at damage
And look,
tanked.
Damage
taken.
I mean, he didn't take a whole lot. Alistar was really the bread and butter there of taking so much damage, popping his ultimate. And I'm surprised Lee Sin had some of the most damage taken on his team. But I got to say, I got to give it to Malphite as well. He played phenomenal. He dealt with somebody who I thought could not be dealt with. He really was able to 1v1 Danke Nugs, and I've never seen anyone be able to do that.
Yeah, he used his knowledge of the champion in the matchup to say, you know what, I have the advantage for this point because Gangplank is super weak in the early game, and also he's buying Cull.
It's true.
This is guys, Cull is not a good item. I don't care who it is. It's not a good item. I know it gives you your item breakpoint faster because you get that extra gold from every CS, and you get that 300 gold burst, I believe, once you get your 100th CS. It's not a good item. It gives you next to nothing for combat stats, and you're going to get dumpstered in lane.
I think what Gangplank was looking to do was he was looking to snowball, and he did. Look at his damage, highest there. I think the main problem was not the item that Gangplank picked up. It was that there was no pressure in the mid lane, and Ricepot got absolutely rolled over.
Not just no pressure in the mid lane, no pressure anywhere.
No, well, I mean, yeah, you're right.
The bottom lane fell behind. The top lane fell behind. The mid lane fell very far behind, and also built questionably.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say that build is bad, but that build is bad.
Yeah. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give the MVP of this game over to Glitch Guy 41 of the series. He played a phenomenal Malphite. He built Sunfire into Abyssal. He just knew what he was doing.
Honorable mention. Sorry to interrupt you, but honorable mention definitely goes to Jasorg.
Yeah, for sure.
Really good Alistar.
Nobody gives credit to Swizzy. Great positioning on that Tristana, being able, and Bishu as well, ganked lanes accordingly and was there for his top laner, was there for his mid laner.
Yeah, that's another thing. He actually made a lot of things happen this game, which is something that we hadn't seen from him earlier in the tournament. So good on the whole. The whole team honestly played really well. I think they sort of rallied around that unfortunate situation where Danke Nugs and their team lost the first game due to a forfeit. And Greg has just got to rally up, got to play one team, keep the comms clear, everybody, get in the zone. And by the end of the game, JayJ with the double Morellonomicon. That's not a build I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Not since Bjergsen, I think, broke that out in the LCS, I don't know, in late Season 4, I think?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe the beginning of Season 5.
But I'd like to give a shout-out to everybody who participated in the tournament today.
Definitely.
Thank you guys all for coming out. Without you, this would not be possible. I'd like to give a shout-out to all the team that helped organize and run the event. All the people down there serving the pizza, Dave and Dave, the Dave Square down there. And, thank you for all the people, to Clumsy and, everybody else who really helped out there. And obviously, shout out to Tony, who's never doing this again, and Jackson and Zod. And if there's any names that I haven't mentioned, I'm sorry. I'll get to know those names. But thank you guys for helping out. And thank you for coming. Congratulations to JayJ, Swizzy, Bishu, Glitch Guy 41, and Jasurg. You will be receiving your your Moolah, your RP, and your Triumphant Rise fairly shortly. I'm assuming JJ already has Triumphant Rise.
Not only that, but you're also receiving your glory
Your glory
right now,
yeah, for
which
sure.
you
Round
have.
of applause.
You are basking
Round
in
of
the
applause.
glory of Solo Queue Legends 4
Yeah.
Championship.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it. It's gonna be it for us here at the Caster Desk. Thank you guys for having us. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We've had a lot of commentary today from a lot of different people, but at the end of the day, these types of grassroots tournaments are really what make the community bueno. So thank you everyone.
I'd say mucho bueno.
Mucho bueno.
I'd even say. I'd even risk to say.
That's gonna be it. We're signing off. Take care, guys.
Night.
And we'll hope to see you guys next time.